What's going on, traders? I'm Evan, this is Marksman Trading, and welcome to my trading journey. Today is January 10th, and it's a small red day. We're down like about 1 hour, a little less than that. We took a total of 3 trades on the stock account. We didn't take anything in the futures prop firm account today. Like I said yesterday, there's just not been a lot of good setups I've been seeing in the NQ and the ES lately. So just sticking to futures, we traded Tesla and we traded what was it? We traded Tesla and we traded Amazon. And so yeah, the Amazon was a winner, 2 losers on Tesla. We actually mistraded Tesla a couple times and then missed a solid setup on it. So I'll review that in the video. Let's get into it. So like I said, we took 2 trades in Tesla, and those were the first trades we took today. We actually took a V-shape for the first trade. We got in at 10:01. Let me zoom in a little more so you can see the price action a little better, so those don't cover it up. Got in at 10:01. We had 15 shares at 232.40, but there's a couple problems wrong with this trade. For one, the real V-shape entry candle would have been at 9:59, based on my playbook. That's where I would have entered it after the green engulfing candle, would have taken the pullback. But instead, the reason why I didn't take that is because there's news coming out at 10 o'clock, and I have a rule not to take any trades 10 minutes before news. I believe it was wholesale inventories that was coming out today. And so I didn't take it, but instead I chased it after the news and took it on a candle I shouldn't have taken it on, at a higher price I shouldn't have gotten filled on. And I got in at 232.40, and because I chased it and had a higher entry price than what I should have, I raised my stop loss and kept a target stop loss. And so usually when I trade V-shapes, stop loss should go to the low of the day, low of the bottom of the move. So my stop loss should have been at 231.28 all the way down here, but instead I put it to the below kind of this level right here, 231.77, 75 was my stop loss. And as you can see right here at 10:03, we got stopped out. Real quick, let me go over the reasons for longing it here. That was the price action, the green engulfing candle. I did like that. Secondly, we had 2-minute demand line forming down here, and we also had a demand zone and previous day's low, which is that pink dashed line. The demand zone is based off the hourly chart from Vincent Desiano's levels. As you can see, this is a demand zone that we've been respecting for quite some time now. And so so the trade would have worked if I would have kept my original, even if I got in high right there. It still would have worked if I would have kept a wider stop loss. I could have positioned better to it. I probably could have taken like maybe 10 shares instead of 15, because I'm still only risking $10 per trade, just to adjust for the wider stop loss. And it would have worked, because as you can see, Tesla made a solid move back into previous day's close. But then what I did again, I made the same mistake, is off of this higher low, I got in after the green engulfing candle when the price action confirmed it. We had demand zone, we had previous day's low. We still had the 2-minute demand lines. I think the 5-minute demand line was straight at that time as well. We had 15-minute demand line, and we even had a 30-minute demand line, almost a double bottom from yesterday's price action. So there's a lot going for it, but I decided to keep my stop loss tight again, and I put to the low of this pivot. I put it to 231.49, and we got out of it at 10:09. We got stopped out. And yeah, I was even a bit sized in a little bit too much by accident. I think I was supposed to take 13 shares. I took 2 extra, so I think that I lost like an extra $1 or something like that in that trade. But again, if I would have kept my original stop loss to low of day, like it's outlined in my playbook, it would have worked, and I would have had 2 solid green trades right off the bat. And lastly, on Tesla, after I got stopped out twice, I was down like $22 on the day, down to I have a 3-hour max daily stop loss. I don't want to stop out, or I don't want to take any more losses past like $30 in my stock account. And so I was waiting to take one more stab on it, because I still felt like it was going to reverse, but I still need the price action to agree. And so after this 10:11 green engulfing candle, this confirmed the higher low again here, and I could have gotten at 10:12. But unfortunately, right at 10:12, I was looking at a different stock. I saw this candle at 10:10. I thought it was going to go lower, and so I decided to stop looking at Tesla. Instead, I switched over to Amazon. But then it gave me the setup I've been looking for. I would have put my stop loss. I was planning to put my stop loss to the low of day again for the 3rd time, just because I didn't want to mess that up again. And that would have worked. That would have made back some of the losses. But unfortunately, I just did not see that until it was too late. And I didn't want to chase it at that point. And so the reason why I missed that trade is because I was in Amazon. And Amazon had a supply break and retest setup. As you can see here, we got in at 10:11. We broke above the supply zone right here based off the hourly chart from Vincent Deciano's levels. Right here you can see how much is being respected. Broke above that, and then we kind of had some wick bottoms here. Once we reclaimed VWAP on a screen engulfing candle, I went long on the pullback at 10.11, got in 34 shares at 152.80, stop loss to the low of the pivot, and so I entered this perfectly how I should in my playbook. This is like a textbook example of a supply break and retest setup that I have outlined. But instead, I was greedy from the past two losses. I want to make it all back in one trade. And so statistically, most of my trades go to R in my stock account. Not my futures, but my stock account. But I'm not accustomed to holding for that long. But today I said, screw it. I'm either going to stop out, hit my max daily loss, or I'm going to get 2R and make all my money back. So I was kind of a bit emotional taking this trade. It was still a good trade to take, but managing it, I was not where I should be emotionally. Because we had 2R was like up here. So we had this resistance that I rejected off of with these wicks. We had like kind of this resistance right here as well at 153.16. And so I was just kind of ignoring that, just hoping it would break through, and we hit 2R. Well, what happened was we moved up about 1.2R here at 10.16. I didn't take it, moved back down to break even, and I was like, oh man, maybe I should take it to break even. I was going back and forth, deciding if I should move my stop loss to break even up to 152.80. But I didn't. It moved back up again, kind of flushed back down, moved back up again at 10.36. It went 1R. I didn't take it again. I was still being stubborn. And then at that point, when it rolled right back down, I was like, screw it. I'm done with this trade. I've been in it. At that time, it was 10.37. I've been in it since 10.11. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So I set my stop loss to break even, got filled in this flush on the way back down. And I thought that would be it. But I was still watching it because we flushed right into this supply zone level, but we were holding it and kind of soaking that flush. We didn't move lower off this flush candle. And so I got back in a couple minutes later at 10.39. Same price, 152.80, same stop loss. And I wrote it up. I used a 1 minute bar by bar to capture gains on the way up into this resistance level because I didn't want to be greedy like I was for a while in this trade. So I still had my limit order up for 2R, but I was trailing my stop, 1 minute bar by barring it, and we got stopped out here at 10.48 at 153.16. Yeah, so it was a decent trade. We got 1.24R out of it. And the reason for going along here, like I said, we had the supply zone that turned into demand here. It was the break and retest. And we had 1 minute demand. I believe we had 2 minute demand forming as well. Yeah, so it wasn't straight yet when I got in, but it got straight eventually. And so that was the Amazon trade. That was a decent trade. As you can see, it did actually go to R eventually. Actually went well beyond that. But I was happy with the trade. I was in that trade for way too long. When trading gets that stressful, it's easy to let emotions affect your trading, and I didn't want to mess around with that trade anymore. So I got out, and I made a decent gain on it. Usually I make 1R, so I'll take an extra 0.2R on that. Lastly, one trade that I didn't take was on Microsoft, and this was a clean supply break and retest. We broke this pre-market high, retested it. We had VWAP right here. It was kind of a V-shape as well from the highs, joining the trend because we tapped the 9 EMA and the 5 minute as a pullback to go higher. So we had a lot of support. We had the green engulfing candle, the price action confirmation. I was going to get in around here once it reclaimed the 1 minute 9 EMA at 9.54 where the blue arrow is. And I was going to set my stop loss to low of this pullback at 9.51 where the yellow dashed line is. But I didn't take it because I'm staying disciplined. I didn't want to break my rules. It was at 9.54. And like I said, I don't trade 10 minutes before news comes out. Wholesale inventories once coming out at 10 o'clock. And I did not want to be in during that time. So yeah, I didn't take it. It would have worked still, but at least I still respected my edge and my risk management rules. And yeah, can't go wrong with that. That's an acceptable kind of trade that I skipped. That's an acceptable skip because it didn't line up with my rules. And yeah, that's about it for today. Let me know how you guys trade today. It was a pretty eventful day. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell. Check out my Instagram. I post shorts on there as well too. Kind of like quick snippets from these recaps and stuff. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. God bless and peace.